Hey, it is Tuesday, so it's time for Teach Me Tuesday. And today I'm sitting here with my cup of coffee and I am listening to my neighbor mow his grass for the millionth time. I'm not kidding you. I've never seen people who really, really, really like to mow grass. Anyway, so if you can hear the mower, I apologize, but it's like no time that you can ever get away from people mowing their grass around here. I mean, in Florida, we did all that we could to not have to mow the grass because it was so flippin' hot that you really didn't want to mow your grass. But anyway, that's why we had goats. But anyway, um, here it is like today it is only 65 is our high for today, and it is June, y'all. I didn't even know that was possible, although we have been to Ohio. One of the reasons why we wanted to move here in the first place was we were here in July one time. Well, actually, not here, but in the Amish country area of Ohio. And we went out and it was like in the 40s, low, high 40s in July in the morning. It was like crazy. So I didn't, having moved from Indiana when I was only 14, I didn't remember that, but and it had been quite a while since we've been here in the summer, and I was totally flabbergasted when I got up this morning and how chilly it was outside. I had to wear a jacket walking the dogs. But anyway, um, today we're going to be making a turkey sausage breakfast frittata, and this is a casserole that my son eats all the time because he doesn't really like eggs, but quiche is his favorite food, and this is quiche without the crust. So that is what he has for breakfast. And so let's go make some crustless quiche. Okay, so today we're working on a breakfast casserole for my son, and because he doesn't eat pork, we use turkey. And here I'm actually making the turkey sausage. A lot of the times I will purchase the turkey sausage if I can find a good clean turkey sausage, but I wasn't able to this time. So I just went ahead and purchased some ground turkey that is antibiotic free, and we're making our own turkey sausage. And I'm actually trying it out in the Instapot. Now, it looks like this is dirty, but I just made a boiled chicken breast for actually a dog who wasn't feeling well. So I just rinsed it out a little bit, and we're just going to go ahead and use some of that chicken broth as our cup of liquid. And I'm going to add my seasonings, and I try to buy organic if I can find it. If not, I'm not going to stress too much about it. But I do love my Redmond's organic like seasonal salt. It's like the Lowry's seasoning salt, except better. And this is just some granulated garlic. Now, actually, I usually use minced garlic that I would use my garlic press and mince myself, but I didn't have any, so we're just going to use the dry here. And I actually do put a little bit of organic cayenne pepper, and I buy this in bulk. I used to use it a lot for making a warmer for our goats, so I have a lot of cayenne pepper. Even though I no longer have goats, we still have it around. Now for him, since I'm not going to be eating this, he is okay with pepper. He tolerates it just fine. So he is only in his 20s, so it isn't going to bother him at all. And he doesn't have the gut health issues that I do where I have to avoid it. So I'm just going to use my Instapot for this. It makes it simple, and so I can get other stuff done instead of having to stand and babysit a pot on the stove, or a pan on the stove, cooking the meat. And it took about 30 minutes. Probably doesn't need to be that long, but that's just to be on the safe side. And I did actually put some fresh herbs in here from my own garden, sage, and a little bit of thyme. And if I would have had it, and unfortunately my parsley is way too small for me to actually cut off of, and I don't have any dried, so I didn't put any here this time. Usually I will try to find some parsley somewhere, but so this one is parsley free breakfast sausage. And I can do the same thing with ground turkey to make our own breakfast sausage. It actually ends up tasting so much better than anything we can get at the store. And he prefers this way, but it is a little time consuming. It's not horrible time consuming because it's really just, mixing things up and just basically making sort of like meatloaf without the eggs. But anyway, so once it's done, I use a slotted spoon so some of the liquid that is going to inevitably be in there because they add water to like every meat now, unless if it is pre-ground anyway. Even like chicken breasts and stuff, and even you have to be very careful with chicken breasts because I've noticed that more and more they're not only putting water or broth in it, they're adding broth with carrageenan, which is extremely bad for your gut health. And they put it in so many things, it's really kind of depressing. But anyway, so we're also going to, I just layer the cooked meat in the bottom of a casserole dish.
I'm going to voiceover.
And I know, y'all, it would be so much easier, so much better if I didn't use pre-shredded cheese, but just keeping it simple. And this was on sale, and I don't really have a huge amount of time to shred cheese, so bag shredded cheese it is. And this is just a Mexican cheese that we got at Sam's, and it works perfectly fine. And as long as you can tolerate dairy, which I don't eat a whole lot of dairy, but then I'm not eating this. So anyway, once we got all that done, we're actually going to add, this will serve one person on the carnivore diet. I mean, this is the only thing he's eating for breakfast. I will put 16 eggs in because this will last him for 4 days. So it'll be 4 servings. So 4 eggs per day. I really don't know how much of the sausage is in there. I kind of just eyeball it, so I don't know how much sausage he's getting and cheese, but it would be equivalent to him having an omelet. So, and that's generally all he eats for breakfast. And he usually adds some like hot sauce to it, which gives it a little bit of extra flavor. So since this will serve him his breakfast, this will be his breakfast for 4 days. It's 16 eggs, but that does kind of depend on the size of the eggs. These were large. If I were to find like extra large, or if these were our own eggs, where like so much of the time we had like some like super huge eggs, I wouldn't have to use them. But lately I've noticed this, even the large eggs at the store, to me, don't even look like they're large. They look more like they're what I would consider medium. So I don't know if they have lowered the grading scale on eggs, but these large eggs, sometimes they look really small. So if it's something like that, if I get a batch that has a lot of small ones in there, I'll maybe use 17, 18 eggs. But we just add water. I use probably 3 tablespoons of water per 4 eggs. So whatever that equals out to. So like 12 tablespoons. But if you are mixing your eggs with a whisk or with a fork or whatever, if I'm just mixing like 3 or 4, I just use a fork. But I'm using the whisk. If you break the yolks, it makes them so much quicker. Makes it so much quicker to get your eggs mixed up. And of course you add salt and pepper, and a lot of times I will add some hot sauce, but I kind of forgot. You can also put a pinch of cayenne pepper in at this point if you kind of like it a little spicy, but I already put that in the chicken sausage, so I didn't know if it would be necessary. And he's going to add some hot sauce at the end anyway. And then we're just going to cook this at 350. Ours is a gas oven. You just need to kind of figure out how your oven's going to work. I usually cook it between 40 and 45 minutes at 350. Sometimes it just seems like it takes a little longer, but this time 45 minutes. 40 minutes was perfect.